Hi guys, I'm Kevin Evangelista of Rationale. Thank you very much for tuning into the channel. And yeah, today we are taking a look at something from MSI, the MSI Vector 16. And I understand that I am not the first to review this. This has been out for a while. But MSI has told me that please take a look at the Vector 16. It's one of our current models that's still out on the market. And we think that it can offer some good value to consumers, especially now that we're in the middle of a RAM-pocalypse. Let's get it unboxed. Let's see my first impressions on it. Let's see if it's still worth getting this 2026. So first off, it comes in a yay huge box, but that is to be expected with most laptop manufacturers these days. We get the Vector 16 itself. Oh, heavy laptop. There we go. Kind of like a shiny metallic gray. Manuals, quick start guide. Then we get the power brick. A yay huge power brick. It's a 330 watt power brick. It is not USB-C. It's also not a barrel type. It is a proprietary plug. That's something I don't like seeing. Proprietary plugs have proven to be problematic in the long term because, once you phase out this kind of plug, all of the users of those laptops that use those plugs are SOL when it comes to buying replacements or buying additional ones if they want to buy additional ones. Let's take a look at the MSI Vector 16. Look at that, made by Adidas. No, these are the Adidas 3 stripes. As we can see, the Vector 16 is a huge boy. I mean, my hands are huge, but this is a huge laptop. I don't know if a lot of you are going to get the reference, but I keep calling this a bangle butt, the butts of old BMWs, because they had kind of the shelf on the butt. These butts of these laptops are pretty okay because usually manufacturers put a lot of the cooling potential here at the extended part here, and of course expand some ports here at the back. And as we can see, it has some ports at the back, and these are fairly important ports. This is the charging port. I love that it's at the back. We have a K-lock. Then we have an HDMI 2.1 out. Then an Ethernet port, which is so good. Gaming laptop manufacturers, especially flagship gaming laptop manufacturers, you can't call your laptop a flagship gaming laptop if it doesn't have Ethernet. I don't care if it's Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 7 ready. It has to have Ethernet. Alright, looking at the sides, we have two USB-C Thunderbolt ports here, and oh my god, this is really good. It has a full-size SD card reader. Stop putting micro SD card readers on laptops. Then we have two USB Type A, I think this is USB 3 ports. Then we have an adequately shielded, this is really good, an adequately gold-plated and shielded microphone and headphone jack. Really good. It's a very impressive set of ports, MSI. At the bottom, the copper heat pipe and cooling fin array are peeking from under here, plus very visible and standard Phillips type screw heads underneath here, which kind of denotes that this is user serviceable, probably if you're going to be adding RAM or adding storage. And as you can see, this is something that I kind of appreciate with this design. As you can see, look at the feet on this laptop. Look at yay thick feet. It just props the laptop off the ground by a good quarter inch. It allows the internals of the laptop to breathe. That's really good. That's a really good design, MSI. I like that. As the name implies, the Vector 16 is a 16-inch laptop, a 16-inch screen laptop, and yeah, as we can see here, maybe move a little bit farther. Bcam, let's reposition Bcam here. Yeah. As you can see, Bcam, it's a huge laptop. Let's turn it on. Look at that. Immediately, bright RGB on the keyboard. I won't be surprised if this is per key RGB lighting. If it's zones, it should be a lot of zones because I can see a lot of varied spaces here. And yeah, look at that. A very bright screen. Alright, if I remember correctly, this is a 16-inch IPS panel, 16-inch 16 by 10, so it's 2560 by 1600, 240 hertz display. Yeah, we are running at 240 hertz. It's funny to see. I'm not sure if it registers well on camera, but the keyboard on this thing is still like the the PlayStation Spider-Man font. I am not sure what to feel about it. Please change the font, MSI. It's a very awkward font to see. I mean, it looks cool, but you know. Anyways, so looking at the X-Diag, we are looking at the MSI Vector 16 HX AI A2WHG. It is running the Intel Core Ultra 7 255HX, which has 20 CPUs running at 2.4 GHz. I am just going to list here which one of those are performance cores, which one of those are efficiency cores, and which ones of those are low power efficiency cores. But yeah, one thing that I am noticing is that it only has 16 gigs of RAM. In this day and age, especially with the power, the kind of like hardware that this is running, and the kind of gaming that you're going to expect to be doing with this laptop, absolutely not enough. But you know, I don't fault MSI for it. I blame Sam Altman. Yeah, I don't fault MSI for just putting 16 gigs of RAM in this, because I feel like this should have at least 32 gigs of RAM, but putting 32 gigs of RAM in a laptop now would spell disaster for the pricing of this laptop. So I feel like MSI is pushing this laptop out now with just 16 gigs of RAM in hopes that, you know, buyers can use the laptop right now. I mean, 16 gigs of RAM is fine. For most gaming, it's fine. For AAA gaming, it's a bit not enough. But you get to use the laptop now and get to buy it at a price that is somewhat sane. Then just add RAM down the line once you can like afford it, because RAM is crazy expensive now. So I can kind of understand what MSI is doing here, and I support it. You know, just get the laptops out there. People can use it with less RAM. Then just let them buy RAM later on down the line. This is kind of like a big thing for me now, especially with all the people asking me for advice for their laptop purchases now. If you're going to buy a laptop now, you have to be prepared that it's not going to come with the same amount of RAM that it did before the RAM-pocalypse. Buy the laptops that allow you to open it up and add RAM into it, because there are a lot of laptop models that are not user serviceable and won't let you open it up. You have to take it to a service center and you have to buy the specific RAM that they use, which is of course going to be much more expensive than, you know, sew them off the wall. So yeah, if you're going to go that route, buy laptops like these that you can actually open up yourself. Anyway, for display, we are running the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 Ti laptop GPU. We have 1TB of storage. This one comes in a partition drive that was set up by MSI as default. I'm not going to mess with that, but yeah, it comes with 1TB of NVMe storage. I assume PCIe 4. So yeah, next thing we have to check is the camera. So this is the camera of the MSI Vector 16. It is a 1080p camera. It looks okay, I guess. It's a bit washed out because I have a lot of lights like pointed at me. This is how it sounds, the microphone. It is an IR camera. It does support Windows Hello facial recognition login. I don't have much else to say about it. It looks okay. It is a 1080p camera. It's not a 720p camera. You can use it for like remote classes. You can use it for work, a little bit of content creation. Of course, it's not going to be as clear as your phone camera. It is workable. It's fine. The third thing that we're going to test are the speakers. And you know what that means. It's time for Scarlet Fire. Speakers sound really great. It's so low quality. Speakers are nothing special. I mean, they're loud at 60% volume. They have some bass to it. It is a bit muddy and you would want a bit more clarity on the highs, but yeah, I think you can get all of that through EQ, so it's fine. It's not like egregiously bad or anything. Time to go to the last part. We're going to game on it. Alright, before we start, let's see the video settings. We are running at native resolution 2560 by 1600, unlocked frame rate because we don't have VSync on, and we are running NVIDIA DLSS. On the quality settings, sharpness at 8, and reflex low latency on plus boost. So for now, I'm going to be turning off frame generation just to see what kind of performance that we see. We are running on the Extreme Plus Ray Tracing preset, meaning everything on maximum. Like, let's go, yeah, everything on maximum. Let's switch to another one of my favorites, the 2017 Ford GT. Oh, there we go. As you can see, warning, low system memory, 17.1 gig out of 16 gigs. Yeah, we are going to run into a lot of those. 16 gigs is just not enough for maximum AAA gaming. If the circumstances were different and we don't have a RAM-pocalypse and just MSI just like released it, raw dogged this out to the wild with just 16 gigs of RAM, I would be pissed. But understanding now that there is a RAM-pocalypse happening, I understand MSI releasing this with just 16 gigs of RAM. Oh, let's head on over to Shibuya Crossing. Oh, 18 gigs out of 16 gigs. Look at that. Shibuya Crossing. Forza Horizon 6 maximum settings. We are getting 42 FPS. Look at that. 42 FPS. Can we dip it any further? 42. I think 42 is the lowest that we went on that. And yeah, this can probably perform much better if it had more RAM. A lot of the slowdowns are happening because of the lack of RAM. Maybe next time that I visit Japan, I'm going to like secure an international driving license and just drive in Japan, so I can kind of like recreate what I do here. Of course, not the like crazy madman driving through the streets, but you know, the peaceful driving around Japan like this. It's so nice. I've been to Japan like multiple times, but I've never driven there. Some of my favorite places in Japan are Matsudo, which is like a sleepy little town. And of course, Ginza, one of my favorite art stores is there. Like art supply stores is there. I also like Ueno because I like buying like clothes and stuff. Harajuku is a bit too wild for me. For the fashion there is a bit too wild for me. But Ueno, that's where you get like the vintage bomber jackets and stuff. I love that place. But yeah, probably my favorite like area in Tokyo is Ginza because of Gekkoso. Every time I'm in Tokyo, I drop by Gekkoso. I buy tons of stuff. A lot for myself and a lot for like to give out to friends and stuff because I'm a friend. I'm friends with a lot of artists, you know, because I am an artist myself. A bit of story time there. But yeah, I am noticing very few slowdowns. Little drive around Tokyo that I'm doing. Of course, I am going to be putting this through its paces for the full review on this. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel and the review of this will come out sometime soon. That was the MSI Vector 16 AI-HX. If you have any questions about this laptop, please leave them down in the comment and I'll do my best to answer them. While you're there, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. Yeah, I'll see you in the full review. Bye.